EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the Houston Texans. So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And off we go from Cleveland. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Hey, guys, check me out,
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Landry there, and it's third down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Strong left! Detroit! Hey, 4 down. All right, now, lucky 56.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield.
Get him!
To the left side, complete. It's Higgins. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. First carry now for Nick Chubb. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Run! Long day, long day. Got it! Tight ends on the Ringo. Leopard! 3 down.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. On the tackle, Tyrann Mathieu. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Watch left. Tight end to the left. 3 down. No. Check. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. On 4th down, they snap it to Mayfield. This is Johnson. He's got it. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive?
going
Well,
nowhere.
peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on fourth down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say
Tight
reckless,
end right.
but they
Watch
got
tight.
it.
Tight
1
end
for 1 on
right.
fourth down here early in the game.
You got three down, three down.
First down carry by Johnson. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Bernardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that.
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Landry, the intended target. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10, right at the 30.
Hey, boys, we got four down.
They'll run here. This is Deontay Ford. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Strong right, strong right, strong right. Hey. 4 down.
Hey, green the line.
Check 27, eyes on 27.
On first down, it's Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is, finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down and put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game. And that may carry over for you.
And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They've got a second down and 8 to start things out.
Four down.
Down, green the line.
Watson going to give it to Miller, and he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And that is incomplete. Demarius Randall that time there to knock it free.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there. You're looking for that big break to take you over the top.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Football going back to the Cleveland Browns here. All right, let's take a peek back at last season. 7-8-1. You mentioned it earlier. They were a few breaks away from being a playoff team. Hard to believe. But now you go into the offseason for the first time in a long time, Charles, with expectations going into next year.
And how excited is everyone to actually have expectations rather than being the laughing stock of the NFL? You just mentioned they went 7-8-1, 0-16, 2-17, so everyone will take that. But you're right. What's the next step? With Baker Mayfield at quarterback, they believe they can contend for a playoff spot next year. They still will need some help on the defensive end, but what a great place they've started. Miles Garrett, defensive end. Denzel Ward at cornerback. Both of them going to the Pro Bowl this season. And
he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Double tight. Hey. We got three. Three down. Hey, 80's yours.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Tight ends on the loosey.
Gun!
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield got his man complete over the middle. It's Higgins. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Watch it now, Barney!
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Four down.
Please remember that
2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this.
Gun! Watch it now, Barney!
We got 4.
On second down, Johnson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there.
All right, now,
lucky
56. Lucky 56.
First down now, but that clock rolling. From the red zone now, Mayfield underneath for Johnson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and it's a second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. It doesn't matter what position you play. If you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Mayfield looks to throw, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. With the Houston Texans, as they come onto the field, obviously their offseason hit a little earlier than they wanted in January, making it to the playoffs, losing to Indianapolis. That was the first time that 2 AFC South teams had actually met in the playoffs when they squared off with the Colts.
And think about how the two of them began the year. Houston began 0-3. The Colts began 1-5. Yet they both finished so hot. The Colts down the stretch, 9-1 in their last 10. Houston 8-2, and ended up meeting in the playoffs. And both of them ended up winning on the other team's home field. The Colts did it twice. Houston did it once.
But as you said several times, hard for Houston to be completely disappointed with the ending. They have a lot to build on for next year.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Tiger.
Now a first down throw. Watson. Got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Black 99 Philly.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be second down. A shotgun snap for Watson.
Hey, let's get that ball, man. Let's get that ball.
Caught left side Hopkins. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
4 down.
On second and 10, Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here first and 10.
Eyes on 85.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Black 99 Philly, here we go.
41's the Mike.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Tight left, tight left. Out. 3 down.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
Final play of the half. Mayfield going up top. And this one is incomplete. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Watson will bring up the Texans here first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
4 down. Check. 4 down.
Second half begins. Run from Miller across the 30 to the 31-yard line.
10.
It's the Pro Bowler Jamie Collins that makes the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Check. Tight right. Solo out there. Check the outs out there. Hey.
Here's Watson now on second down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Watson. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7. The Texans send the punter out. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more
Detroit!
clinical.
Detroit!
Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the neutral line because here's what I think happened. They get in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense. We can go down the ball and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see the offense gets it done.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Now Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
If there's any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels.
Here we go.
Check 9.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll be the call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
No. Check. Patriot.
That's what I'm talking about.
They're indeed going. It's Mayfield. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. J.J. Watt in there to sack him for a loss of 6. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Hey, 4 down.
Reset.
Get your threes to Mike. Hey!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. On the right side, this is Miller. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Watson hands this to Foreman, and he stopped immediately there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Single.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He'll try and run for Miller. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
From the 2 now, second and goal.
Four down. Check, check.
They'll go with Foreman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the Houston Texans. Here's the former UCLA Bruin, Kaimi Fairbairn, to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now Trubisky on first down. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, That makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They go play action here on first down. It's his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to stay.
Looking to throw Trubisky on first down. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the catch there brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
We got 3, fellas, we got 3.
We're go, let's go.
You got tight right there.
Trubisky to throw again. His throw incomplete. Trying to get it to Tariq Cohen out of the backfield. And it's 3rd and 5.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Hands up.
I'm on.
Looking to throw again, Trubisky. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Got 4 down, let's go.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
3 down.
Hey, 18.
They'll try and throw third with Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. They were caught in no man's land that time, but the decision to go for it, that was the right one. It's a first down.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive.
Hey, check. 3 down.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Let's go, we're on the ball after this.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right.
Hands up.
You got 3 down.
He'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short.
Trip.
Out of the gun, Trubisky, flush to his right. Now Trubisky lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Who 80? Richmond.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive the team towards a victory.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Green the line! Green the line!
On 2nd down, here's Watson. Dumps it complete to Miller. It's a gain of 7, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going at quarter number 2. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here.
Richmond! Come back!
Check, 59.
Here's Watson.
Coming after you.
Catch made by Miller. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Akeem Hicks in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Talking about.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Reset!
Hey, watch the screen.
Hey! Back 22!
To throw on 2nd is Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy. The Bears have put an extra defender in the secondary on 3rd down.
Yep, they're in the nickel.
4 down. Alert. Check.
Reset!
Watson now to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there and gives you a good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. For the Chicago Bears, Charles, as kind of the dust settles on this season, how do you think that they will remember it? Because right now, the fresh wound is there with the missed field goal. We get that. But this is a pretty good season they just had.
It certainly has been. Remember, they were last in the NFC North in 2018. They won the division in 2019, their first NFC North title since 2010. They acquired Khalil Mack in the year. And remember, they had a heartbreaking loss at Green Bay on a Sunday night to open the season. A lot of teams would have gone south after that. Instead, they went 7-1 at home, won 9 of 10 to close the year. They're going to be heard from in the seasons to come.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Reds up.
On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Let's go.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break.
Check right.
Blue.
They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. They'll leave it for Cohen, complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag around to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break out the bigger play. Just go pick up the first down. That's exactly what he did.
And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Hurry.
Trips. Watch 17.
Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. Middle of the field is Robinson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Hey. We got 4 down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain down to about the 33. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Reds up.
I got you.
Blue.
On 2nd down, Trubisky. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Watch that end. Tight end's right.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Sliding out of the pocket. And it'll be intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Check 88.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. We have an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter three. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number three. After a rare scoreless first half, these teams now just looking for something as the second half gets underway. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. There are 0 points on the scoreboard for either side. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments were made. The defenses have obviously been great.
So if you like defense, this is a classic game. This is what you're looking for. But now you're trying to figure out how to gain any type of an advantage on offense. Is it through a big chunk play that they haven't seen before? Or is it just running your regular offense and running it together, trying to create an opportunity?
We'll see which avenue they choose to go down. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the third quarter. Because in the first half, not much space to run the football. And as we go into the half, we often think to ourselves, all right, what's the adjustment? What do they have to do? You know what a lot of the adjustments are? No adjustments. You know the game plan, been working on it all week. Maybe a little tweak here and there, a little bit better blocking, and now you're establishing the running game.
Caught here by Griffin. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
3 down.
Now Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10.
4 down.
A first down carry down for Miller. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one. Watch tight. Tight end's right. We got 4.
Here's Watson now on second down. Over the middle, open Thomas. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body, that willingness to go catch the football.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
You got it.
And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
4 down.
Down! Black 22! Black 22!
Now Watson to throw on second down. He's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Khalil Mack. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Single.
A shotgun snap for Watson. His caught right around the 6. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal.
Strong right.
Richmond!
Odd. 5 down. Stand up
Back to throw, Watson. That's caught at the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Second and goal from the 1.
Watch tight. Tight end right, tight end right.
Thomas, the lone receiver, left.
Five down. Stand up in.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Watson under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Khalil Mack leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
4 down. Check. 4 down.
Check. Green the line. Tiger.
The carry for the big tight end. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Jordan Akins taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Texans are in for 6. So we have a score to report after all.
Stop it, Prescott. I know, I just broke broadcasting 101. I cut in on my play-by-play guy. But think about it this way. Marvin, our crack researcher, just handed us a note. We haven't had a scoreless tie in the NFL since 1943. 43.
And we will not have history here in this one, partner. Our first points of the game come in the 4th quarter.
I don't think that either one of us saw this game unfolding this way when it all began.
No, absolutely not. But, hey, now it's still just a 1-score game, so don't go anywhere. A lot more to play for. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Hey, we got 4.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Wide open receiver complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going. So, you know, I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
Let's go.
1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47.
3 down. Hey, check.
They pitch out to Howard. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
Tight end to the right, boys. Tight end to the right. Move.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Hey, 4 down. Check 3. Hang on, we got, you see it, you see it?
They run play action for Howard. Now Trubisky. He'll buy some time right. Pass the 20. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
SOS, SOS. 41's coming. 41's a mic. Hey, here we go.
First down, they run and able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Gotta go, gotta go. Watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. Hey, boys, we got
from the gun, it's Trubisky. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. J.J. Watt in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Let's go,
Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky.
Hey. 4 down, 4 down. Blue.
They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18, the 40. He's at the 30, 10, and they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's
not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give it.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. The Bears moving hastily in the hurry-up offense.
Man, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I follow the way because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. The Bears on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17.
4 down.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Texans say they have it. They do. Inside the 10 to the 9. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say so long from Soldier Field. It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we, as the Bears get set to match up with the Houston Texans. Cody Parkey now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Out. Three down.
On the ground with the tight end. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Hey, we got 3 yards.
And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop.
Last stop.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
3 down.
Now it's Watson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and they will take over at the 29-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Hey! Double tight. 3 down.
This is Cohen on the toss. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. It's Kareem Jackson making the play defensively.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Shifts free at the 15. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards. They'll run forward with Tariq Cohen. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Parkey with the extra point. And that'll make this a 6-point game. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense sense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put your offense in a position where every series you have to work hard to get their first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Right there, all day, baby.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Strong right, strong right.
Come back, come back. Down. Black 22.
Here's Watson. Dumps it complete to Miller. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Tight end right, tight end right.
On first down, Watson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check, check. 3 down, 3 down.
Watson looks to throw again. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Man left, man left. You got 3 down, 3 down.
Down. Blue 80. Blue 80. Hey.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Underneath for Miller. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent. And they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I didn't have a pretty decent ball game.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Khalil Mack in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get... Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Out of the gun, Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Hurry, hurry.
Double tight.
Red's up.
Alert, alert. 3 down, 3 down.
Hey, gotta go, gotta go.
After the interception, here's Trubisky rolling to his right. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel, 49 yards. And the Bears Texans will extend their lead. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly. And oftentimes on the move, when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. Parkey adds the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A very solid gain of 27.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
Hey, back 22. Back 22.
Watson on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and now it's 2nd down. Well, CD, one thing you and I haven't discussed now that we are in the playoffs now, we know how the start of the draft is going to go. You look at the top 5, Arizona, San Fran, Jets at 3, Raiders, wherever they may be at 4, Tampa Bay 5. What are your thoughts?
Well, immediately, this is going to be different in 2019 than 2018 because in 2018, it was all about the quarterback.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Gotta go.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Whitney Merciless in there to get him for a loss of 5. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
3 down, 3 down. 41, Mike.
Off the toss. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go.
Blue.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat.
On your head.
Hey.
Lock in.
Now Trubisky. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Burton. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
Red's up. Hey, 18. Blue.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
On your head.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
4th down. Here's Trubisky. And he's got Miller. Touchdown, Chicago. Anthony Miller, 46 yards. And the Bears will add on to their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down. sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And now out comes Houston. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11. From the gun, here's Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
3 down.
They're going for it. It's Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out and start the third quarter. If things don't go fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Parkey with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, special.
And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 28, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Thomas, the intended target. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Double tight. You got 3.
Hey, gotta go, gotta go.
They run, this is Cohen.
Hey, if you kill it, yeah.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Blue, blue, blue.
Double tight. Hey. We got 3. 3 down.
Trubisky with the give to Howard. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Hey, partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Reds up!
Alert, alert!
Hey, 18. What you had?
41's the mic. 41's the mic. I got you, punk.
Trubisky now to throw on third down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. This one from 35 yards away. And Parkey's kick is good. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Mike 41. We've got to wedge that, huh?
On 3rd down. That's Cohen. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
In my humble estimation, terrific work there defensively. Running backs trying to get wide, get to the sideline, and they beat him to the spot, forced him out of bounds, pretty close to the line of scrimmage.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
3 down.
Gotta go.
And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Oh, he's not going to get it by much, but on 4th and 1, all you're worried about is moving the sticks. And here he's able to fight his way forward for a couple of yards, and that's all he needed.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st down, Trubisky. Throw that's complete on the inside slant.
Come on.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
We
As
got
this game continues to evolve in the NFL, well, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completions.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Chicago. 3 touchdown passes now for Mitchell Trubisky. And the Bears continue to pour it on.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Parkey adds the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after him early and try and create a big play to give themselves some.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Oh, to the house! To the house! Break! 24, 24,
Red, up.
I got you, son! I got you, son!
On your head.
Handoff, this is Howard. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
He wasn't ready!
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Three down. Three down. Joker.
Red, up.
Wide, get wide.
We're go, let's go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Red, up.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky. Catch made by Miller. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
Let's go.
Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10, and he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far.
Red, up.
You got 4.
Blue.
Check 24, check.
Now it's Trubisky.
Check.
The screen pass here to Cohen. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Even. 4 down. Even.
On your head.
Back now at Soldier Field.
Tight, man, tight.
Tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. 3 down. 3 down.
Blue.
On second down, here's Trubisky, eluding the pressure right.
Let's go right here now.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
They can't stop him,
Allen
son.
Robinson, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Bears add on. EA Sports coverage of the NFL is in Houston, in the Space City at NRG Stadium. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Tennessee Titans. Ryan Suckup, the man tasked with getting this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken it. And that's the 25-yard line.
Double tight.
Hey, black 22. Black 22.
Kill.
Come back.
Hey, turn it up.
On 1st and 10, Watson finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Get out of here. Let's go. Let's go. All day, baby. All day. Tight ends on the Ringo.
22.
Watson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. So, from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. 3 down, 3 down.
6. Black 99, feel it.
On first down, it's Watson. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Wesley Woodyard coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check, check. 3 down, 3 down.
Here's Watson. Over the middle, complete. It's Hopkins. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10.
We got 3 down, 3 down.
They go play action here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
They work again from the 38 on second and 10.
Strong right, strong right, strong right. Hey, hey, hey. We got
Tiger, Tiger, Tiger.
Throwing again is Watson. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
When the big guy rumbles down the center of the field and he gains leverage on a guy trying to cover him, it is really, really tough for the defender to get through him to make a play on the football. That's why guys love to throw that route down the middle, throw it deep, and let the big guy go get it.
alert.
Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. Come back, come back.
To the air yet again, Watson. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal.
Odd. 3 down. Odd.
Mike.
Again, it's Watson. Throw right side into the hands of Akins. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a third and goal.
Easy work. It's easy work, and it's coming again.
From the 5-yard line, will this opening drive yield 6? This is third and goal.
Move. Hey, we got 3 down.
They're going to go with it here on the running play. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2.
3 down, 3 down.
Come back, come back.
Watch 84, watch 84.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they go for it on 4th and goal, hoping to get 6, and it's 6 the other way.
If hindsight is 20/20, they would have gone ahead and kicked the field goal, but by being aggressive, it actually caused them to give up 6 points going the other way.
Extra point put through by Succop, and that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because that's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Benny Logan in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Tight end to the right, boys. Tight end to the right. Move.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Griffin. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. It reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
4 down, check, 4 down.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
Watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. Hey!
That was a bootleg with Mariota sliding out of the pocket.
They're coming. They're coming.
Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. And that one results in 35 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it first and 10.
3 down, 3 down.
Set. 180.
41's the mic. 41's the mic.
Now a carry for the shifty Deion Lewis. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Yeah, baby. Boom.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, guys, check me out. Check me
Set. 280. 180.
One's mic. Check tight end. Check tight. Check tight.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. We got three. Fella.
They run. This is Lewis. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line.
Go.
9 yards on the pickup there as he'll be left with 3rd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though.
3 down.
Now it's Lewis. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Three down. Hey, check.
They'll sneak it to Mariota. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
I'm going to hit you all day, baby. Break. Hey, we got tight left. We got 3 down.
Set.
Mariota to throw it this time. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Tight right. Hey.
Got
3 down.
Kill.
The 2nd down throw here from Mariota. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Easy. Keep it rolling.
Hey, 4 down.
Keep it rolling.
36.
Very good.
Throwing, Mariota. Sets up the screen to Lewis. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4.
Keep it rolling.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
One and in.
4th down, Mariota. And it's complete to Lewis. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Tight on the right.
Now a play fake here on first down. He'll buy some time right. And complete to the tight end Walker, right side. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And Suckup will put this one right through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up. No balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts? All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out come the Titans now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Ready? Blue 80.
Hey. 4 down.
Second half begins. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Double tight. Alert.
Set. Where are they, team?
Mike 41. We've got to wedge that,
Now they'll run with Lewis. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Jonathan Joseph there for the tackle.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Watch tight. Tight is right. Watch tight. Tight is right.
Throwing is Mariota. Rolling to his right. He's got a man, Corey Davis. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line.
Hey, we got 3 down. Mike 41.
To throw is Mariota.
Cut.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Crash.
Touchdown, Titans. A big play there. 45 yards. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
3 down.
On first down, Watson. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. An exciting week with a divisional round coming up on the NFC side of things, Charles. Dallas at L.A., the Rams. Philadelphia at New Orleans. What do you think?
Well, I can't wait because Dallas at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams feel like they've gotten their mojo back down the stretch on offense. Dallas feels like they can pound and bruise against anyone with Ezekiel Elliott carrying the load. That's going to be a marquee game. And how about Philadelphia, New Orleans, the defending Super Bowl champs? Here comes Nick Foles again. New Orleans, the #1 seed at home. They don't lose at home in the Drew Brees, Sean Payton era in the playoffs. This is going to be fun. Remember, they played earlier this year, and New Orleans wiped out Philadelphia.
And you'll be calling that game. Enjoy it, partner.
Can't wait.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Single, slot.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. A good pickup there, a 22. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Watch tight. Tight end right. 3 down. Pick the edge. Come. Tiger.
Here's Watson now on second down. Throw left side complete. It's Fuller. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Hey, guys, check me out.
Green the line.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. A gain of 6 there on first.
Crash.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hatch it.
Richmond.
They go back to the ground. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Well, they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back now in Houston. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter.
We got three, fellas. We got three.
Watson on 1st down. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Key 26, key 26.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. And his throw here's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12.
Tight right, tight right.
Red, green, the
From the gun, here's Watson. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal.
Football about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down. They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th.
Stop right there. You got three down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Demaryius Thomas from 3 yards out. And the Texans get a bit closer.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Hey, you got 3.
Mariota. They'll roll him out right. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is Lewis. And he goes across midfield and down into territory. It's a gain of 8, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Tight end left. Tight end left. 4 down. 4 down.
Now a little left. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The Titans get 14 yards there and move the chains as well.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Right back to him on first down. Space to run past the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. Obviously, guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing